Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. Thanks for joining us again. I hope that everyone had a smashing Christmas and an excellent New Year and not too much merriment was made, and we didn't suffer from too many hangovers. But as I say, it was a nice quiet family Christmas for myself. Really enjoyed it. My son's 7, so he still believes in Santa at the moment, and it was absolutely a magical time for him, and he got most of the things that he wanted as well, so that can't be too bad. Right, now that 2013 is over, we're back to 2014. You will have to excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit bunged up and what have you today, so you'll have to bear with me. So we're going to go on to what's going on in 2014 and everything for ISM and how we're going to move forward. So let's go through what's coming up on the show. Right, coming up on the show today, we've got a couple of announcements to make. One very big announcement that can only benefit modelers everywhere. It is a really good announcement that Paul's going to make a little bit later on in the show, and then I'll just follow up with a bit of information for it. But I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be interested in what we're announcing. So, we'll leave that for a little bit later on. We're also going to do obviously ISM forum update with the GBs, the SiGs, long-term GBs, competition prizes, and all things like that. We've got model reviews coming for January, what models we're going to review, myself and Paul are going to review for the whole of January. We've got obviously Paul's and mine's current builds as well, where we are with our current builds. We've also got the prize draw winners, which we're going to announce every month now. And we've also got the Greg Chairs Challenge caption competition winner as well. We've also got a couple of reviews, Tamiya Compound review. I think we've got an Iwata Revolution airbrush review as well. We've got a quick 1-minute video that I took of Telford. I didn't take too much footage. You know, probably everyone's got loads of it all over YouTube. So what I did, I just did a quick 1-minute thing just to show the 3 halls and kind of what it looked like and everything. And so hopefully you'll enjoy that. So yes. Now we've also, one of the things I wanted to talk about was we're going to do a new format for the show. I think basically the overall show is going to stay exactly the same. We're going to add a couple of bits, take a bits away, things like that, but we're going to have a little news section where just what upcoming kits and things like that are going to be, and that's starting next month. We're also going to we're going to announce all the winners of the prizes on the show every month. So that basically means that we won't post it up on the forum. You have to come here to find out who the winners are, and then obviously I'm sure there'll be discussion threads that will start on the forum after a while, but we'll announce them every month on the show itself, and hopefully that'll, you know, just make it a little bit nicer and a bit more of a surprise to whoever's won as well. So yes, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go over, I'm going to do a quick review on Tamiya's Compound, their compound review for their cloths and the paste and everything. So here it is. Okay, so a quick review of the Tamiya polishing compound and cloths that come with them. Now this is a little set that I've recently bought because I've got a couple of models that have got really bad canopies on them, and I've sent them back and I've had them back again and they're still just as bad. Now I've got these to try, and you can only go so far with your polishers and things like that. They'll only do so much. Okay, so I was hoping that, you know, something like these will go a little bit further than the ultimate sanders and everything, or any other sanding system really for that matter. So I thought I'll take the plunge, and I thought I'll buy the whole lot and see how they work. Now I haven't tried them yet. I've tried them on a bit of clear plastic that I had laying around an old canopy and everything, and they really do work. I mean, basically you buy the 3 compounds. You can buy these all together. With most sites would sell these all together, and you can get the cloths as well. Now the cloths, we'll do the cloths first. They come in, these are microfiber cloths, and they are very soft and smooth. They are really nice. Now, you know, they come in 3 different colours. You've got a pink, a blue and a white, and of course your compounds come in 3 different colours as well. You've got the blue, which is the fine, the coarse is the red, and the finish, which is the white. So you can say, well, okay, well I have the blue cloth for the fine, pink for the coarse, and white for the finish. Now all the cloths are exactly the same. They're not different coarsenesses or textures or anything like that. They're all exactly the same. So what you can do, you can then take out your polishing compound. Now the caps, they've got pierced caps, as you can see here. Okay, and literally you just pierce the fine there, and away they go. Now the fine one I haven't used. I used the coarse and the finish just to have a look to see what it came out like, and they were really nice. As I say, they're all different coloured tops, so you can't mix them up as well. And as I say, you know, that would those two you'd keep together, and so on and so forth. I've got some little baggies that I'm going to put them in so I don't get them mixed up. The good thing is, because of the colours, it's very hard to do anyway. The price of these have obviously already flashed up. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anywhere that sold a set of these, of the actual compounds themselves, and a set of the cloths on top of that as well. So I had to go to one place for the cloths and one place for the compounds, which is a bit of a shame. But for the price, I think if obviously when you're doing an aircraft, the cockpit is probably one of the most important parts of the build, because that's where everyone's eyes are naturally drawn to it, because it's, you know, something to see through the cockpit itself. That's why a lot of modelers spend a great deal of time on the cockpit and the glass itself. So if you've got a really nice cockpit and your glass isn't particularly that good, then that will really show that up, and it won't look as nice as it could do. So I think these are definitely a worthwhile investment. I think it's one of those things that, you know, if you had the money to get everything like this, if you felt a little bit pushed for money, then I would say take out the fine and just have the coarse and the finish. Okay, I mean, I did okay with those two. I mean, this is obviously a complete system, and they're made to be like that, but if you really had to, you wouldn't need the fine if you just didn't want to spend, you know, all that money on everything. The cloths aren't a necessity. You can use normal microfiber cloths or any really nice polishing cloth, as long as it's a lint free one and it doesn't leave bits and bobs all over your paste, because otherwise they're just going to be stuck on your screen and you have to pop them off and then you have to wipe it again, and so on and so forth. But I quite like these compounds, and I think I've got them for a specific job, and I think they're going to do that job. So there you go. That is it. Nice, very quick review of those Tamiya compounds. Personally, I think they're worth the money, and if you do a lot of aircraft, then I think you have to get these. You know, because we all know what a lot of the cockpits are a letdown for, the glasses are let down for a lot of models. Anyway, that is the Tamiya polishing compound, the finished fine, of course, and the three magic cloths that come with it. I can't remember what they're called. Unfortunately, I did another review and tore off this, and I lost the review on the camera. So, but they are Tamiya actual compound cloths, so you can buy them as that. So, so there you go. Thanks a lot. Well, there you go. I hope you found that useful. I haven't used them yet, but I do have a couple of cockpits in my shelf of doom, or box of doom as it is, that I know that I can use those on. There's a couple of cockpits that are pretty awful in there, so hopefully those will do the trick on them for me. So what we're going to quickly run through now is the group builds and the SiGs on ISM at the moment. Obviously we've got the Cold War era GB going at the moment. Now that has only got 2 weeks left, so if you haven't finished your models yet, you better crack on. There's 2 weeks left to go on that. Obviously the prizes for that are these here. We've got the first prize, which is the Valom 148 Antonov. Very different kit indeed. We've got reviews of all these kits coming up this month as well. We've got the second prize is the 148 A7K Corsair 2 from Hobby Boss, and the third prize is the Mil 24 Hind 172 from Italeri. Obviously all kindly donated by Models Are Go. So we've got 2 weeks left on that one. Then we'll do a reveal vid after the end, and obviously announce the prize winners on the reveal vid as well. Really guys, there's some excellent models on there, some cracking jobs. If you haven't finished yours yet, you've got 2 weeks left to do it. I know we've had over 70 entries in that. So there's, I think, about half a finish so far, so it'd be nice to see at least another 20%, 30% get over the finish line and have a crack at these prizes as well. We've also got the non-military, long-term non-military figure build. That's going really nicely as well. Some great progress on those with some of the models. Someone Cohen has attempted tartan for the first time and tattoos on the same model, and they've come out absolutely awesome, as you can see here. They really do look the nuts. So yeah, so the figure build's going really well, and obviously we've got the prizes for those. We've got a new prize for that now actually. Rin at Dark World Creations has kindly sent us another model. So we've got, this is the first prize, Yared the zombie model, first prize zombie figure. We've then got the zombie nurse as a second prize, and then the third prize will be both the kits that were the second and third prize before. So you've got equipment. These are all 124 scale, so if you've got 124 cars, you've got 124 barrels, fuel cans, 20 litre fuel cans, spades and Molotov cocktails and things like that. So all excellent little stuff that you can add to a diorama or anything like that, or a car that you may have in 1/24 like a pickup or something. So they're all great prizes. Thank you for Rin at Darkworld Creations for supplying those as well, and the extra ones as well. That was a nice surprise of him, so thank you very much for that. But that's got about, well, I think we've got about 2 months left to run on that. So I know I haven't I've got my judge straight to do, and all I've got is the base coat, and I haven't done anything yet, but I've got to get one model out of the way, get the javelin out of the way, then I'm going to crack on with that. So yeah, so that's great. We've then got the Whirlybird SiG. Now that is finishing on the 11th of January, so literally what, a week left on that. So guys, we've had quite a few entries on that as well, some cracking builds so far, some finishes. We have got 1 week left on that, so if you haven't finished, please try and find the time to get over the line for that one. The prizes for that, first prize is a Life Colour Combo Dust Set. For these are all kindly supplied by smstuffs.co.uk. We've also got the AFV painting system, the Vallejo AFV painting system, the German dark yellow one. And then we've also got, what else have we got? We've got the AK streaking effects for third prize. Okay, so all very nice prizes, and they'll all help with your weathering and everything. So hopefully we'll see some entries finish on that on the Whirlybird SiG. But please, if you haven't finished yet, crack on, get them done. We've got 2 GBs finishing within a week of each other. So it's all pretty exciting stuff. So there's going to be some reveal vids for both of those coming up in the next couple of weeks. There'll be 3 reveal vids actually. Mainly because the Holy Toledo, it's a Panzer II, has ended. That ended a few days ago. Lewis's group build, that was a spur of the moment thing, SiG. On ISM, and it turned out to be an absolute corker. I think we had 25 entries with 20 passing over the finishing line. Now, as you can see from here, I actually finished mine as well, my first armour, so I'll go through that a little bit later. But as you can see here, we've got a pile of Sanders. We said that anyone who finished, who actually got over the finish line on that SiG, will get a pack of a starter pack of Ultimate Modular Sanders. And as you can see, there's a pile of them here all ready to go out, and when we do the reveal vid, we'll ask for all your details and everything there, so we can get those off in the post to you. So that's great. So the reveal vid will be out, I would imagine, either tomorrow or the day after, so look out for that. We've also obviously got the Hobby Boss 116 Tiger build, the buddy build, that's going on, progressing nicely and slowly. I think that's a background build for most people, so but it does look good, and it's nice to come up with that. There's no prizes or anything like that. It's just got 4 guys got together and did a buddy build, so that's excellent. Right, so that's all where we are with the GBs and SiGs at the moment. We're going to announce what the GBs and SiGs are a little bit later on in the show for the whole of 2014, so it gives you a chance to plan what you want to do for the year. But first of all, let's have a look at this quick video from Telford, and then you can see what we had up there. It was a really great weekend, and it was lovely to meet so many of you as well, so really enjoyed it. But here's a quick look at just the kind of size it is. Right, as you can see, it was quite busy up there, and that was actually a quiet time. I took that video when we first got there in the morning, and I just ran up onto the gantry that was up there in between in the 2 halls, and just had a quick video of it all. As I said, I didn't want to take too much because I'm sure there's loads and loads of them over the YouTube and everything. So, but it was a good weekend, and a good time was had by us and Paul, and it's good to meet everyone, as I said before. Right, okay, now we're going to go back to GBs and SiGs, mainly because we have had a couple of polls running for a few weeks now on ISM for our members to decide what group builds they want and what special interest group builds they want. Now obviously the group builds sponsored by Models Are Go, we have 3 of them a year, they're 4 months each, and then the SiGs we have 4 of those and they're 3 months each. So first of all we'll go through the GBs for 2014. We've got the winning 3 were the D-Day anniversary, which I think was a given. Obviously that's going to be later on in the year to tie in with the anniversary. We've also got Vietnam and 100 years of bombers. So quite a good difference there actually. Several ideas there: Vietnam and D-Day anniversary, different timescales, and 100 years of bombers. I mean, you can pretty much pick a bomber from whenever. Now we've had been on the phone to John at Models Are Go, and he has kindly sent us a list of the prizes for the next GB, and they will be in this order. First prize will be an Eduard 172 Liberator B24D, the Mission Centenaries edition. So that's a great first prize. Second will be the Italeri Dorna Do 217 M1. And the third prize would be a Roden 148 Beechcraft UC43 Staggerwing. Now those are 3 excellent prizes for that GB. As you see, I've flipped up the pictures of the box arts and everything as we've been going through those. And I think that's great. I'd just like to thank John at Models Are Go for that. Very nice of you, mate. Much appreciated. So yeah, some great things. So the first one is going to be 100 Years of Bombers, and that will start 24th of January, and that will run until the 16th of May. Now the SiGs, the winning SiGs were World War One. Now obviously it's a centenary year for World War One this year, so that's I think that was a given as well. And obviously we'll tie that in within and around the centenary time for that. We've also got Steel Rain, which is basically all our artillery and SPGs. We've got 6 military wheels or more, so anything that has 6 or more wheels, road wheels, military vehicles, so that's going to be a different one for sure. And Night Fighters, again, which is it's a great little aircraft one. Now we're going to start off with the Steel Rain SiG, which will start 17th of January, so a couple of weeks time, which will be, all these SiGs and GBs are starting a week after the old ones are finished. We're just going to give everyone a week to get in between and everything. Now the prizes for that, Sean at S&M Stuff's been on the phone this morning literally and just give us a list of prizes we're going to do for the next SiG, and they are going to be the MiG Urban Combat Pigment Set for first prize. Second prize will be Conquest Games Norman Knights. It's 15 mounted 28mm figures, so that's a bit different, and you know, quite a nice prize as well. And third prize is going to do a Ultimate Airbrush and Thinner Pack. So that's excellent. So he's going to actually put some of our prizes up, 4 prizes, so that's excellent. But all great prizes indeed. And again, another thing, so thank you Sean at S&M Stuff for all your help and support. It's been magic all the way through. Now also, there will be 2 long-term GBs. I think the first one is going to start in March, 1st of March, and that is going to be a civilian GB. So basically it'll be non-military civilian vehicles. Now a lot of people have got a lot of civilian stuff, and we can go aircraft or vehicles on that, so it's just basically anything civilian. So that's going to be quite a big group build, I would imagine, and we've all got some civvy stuff in our stashes. I know I've got a couple of things that I wouldn't mind having a crack at for that, but that's going to be a long-term one, so that's going to be a 6-month group build, so plenty of time to have that on the back burner, as well as having all the other projects and SiGs and GBs as well. The second one, the second long-term GB for the year, will be the Shelf of Doom. Now I'm sure we've all got plenty of models, or a few models, that we've got to a point we've just chucked it in a box and thought I'll get back to that when I feel like it. I've got several myself. I've got 6 or 7 actually, that I wouldn't mind having a crack at least 2 or 3 of those, just to get them up to standard and get them on display. So we're going to do a 6-month, it's actually going to be a bit shorter, it's going to be a 5-month group build, just so we can tie it in with the end of the year. And that's just going to be Shelf of Doom. So any part started model, the only rule is, instead of it not being started, it's going to have to be already started. As I say, I've got several of those. I'm sure everyone's got something that they can pick up for that group build, where where you get to a point on a model where you start pulling your hair out and think, oh, I'm not enjoying this anymore, so you put it away and start on something else. So that's going to be quite fun as well. I think it's nice to see, it doesn't matter what stage it's in, as long as it isn't finished. I think that'll be a nice little long term, maybe mop up a few projects that we need to as well. So that's going to be the GBs. Now also what we've done is we've done a little calendar for all the GBs and SiGs on ISM. Now you'll be able to download this as a PDF format on the site itself. And as you can see, I'll put a bigger picture up here for you just so you can have a look. But it'll give you an idea of what date the SiG starts, what date they finish, where they stagger along the year, so it can help you plan out some builds later on in the year. If you think, well, I can save up for a certain kit, you've got a really special kit you want to do, and it's on one of those group builds or SiGs, then excellent, that's magic. We've also got the egg plane SiG, which will be in April. That will be sponsored by Retro Kit from Dominic. Thank you very much for that, mate. That's just a little 4-week fun build where we just do an egg plane for Easter. Okay, so hopefully everyone will enjoy that. I know I'm looking forward to it. I've done one before and they're really good. So yeah, so that's all the GBs and SiGs, what we plan for 2014. If you want to have a look at what we've got, get onto the site, download a copy of that, or just have a look, and you can have a look and see what's coming up for the year and the dates and everything planned for that. So so that's great. So without further ado, I think we're going to have Paul's review on F.A.Q, which is a book by Jimenez, I think, and he's just going to do a quick book review on that for us. I'm really looking forward to this.
So we've got a review of Jimenez and his F.A.Q 2 book. I can never say that name properly. Not F.A.Q, Jimenez. Had the book quite a while now, probably about a year and a half. I bought it when it was first released. It went out of print quite soon because they always sell out. And it was re-released, I think it was a couple of months ago now. So I thought it was apt to do a review of it. I've got F.A.Q 1, which is called F.A.Q, obviously. It's a great book, really hard to find. I found it second-hand on eBay. There's actually a copy on there right now if anybody's interested. If you just put in F.A.Q, you'll find it. £50 books to buy. They're not cheap at all, but you know, it's not a thin book. If I put it side on, you can see how thick it is, and it is. It's got the pages in, 300 pages long. So it's a lot of book for your money. The F.A.Q 1, it's a good book, but it's a little bit random the way it's done. It doesn't follow a specific route, it's just questions randomly placed through the book. So if you need to find something how to weather tracks, you've got to search for it rather than being in a specific section. I know Meg took that on board with this book and made sure it was in a proper order as such you could follow it, and it is a massive improvement over the first one. If you can get the first one, it's still well worth getting, and like I said, there's a copy on ebay.co.uk right now, and it's only the second one I've ever seen on there, and I bought the first one I've ever seen. So if you have to copy, go and have a look, because it's only about £8, or it was the other day when I looked, so well worth a look. We run through. If I can see when it was released, I'm sure it was 2012, probably won't say. You got an epilogue, index all the way through, so quite an in-depth. You got painting techniques, paint for accessories, dioramas, materials, and that goes through from priming, base colour, colour modulation, all the way through to chipping, rust, dust, mud, the lot, you name it, it's in there. Couple of other books out there, some of this, which is Tank Art 1, 2, and there's soon to be 3. I've got them as well. They are good. I do like this book a lot though as well. This is more straight to the point, how to do something specifically, rather than a general way of weathering. So if we go through to the beginning, you've got introduction, which tells you all about MiG, his early years, how he evolved into the model he is today. The changes in this book to the last one. I have gone up in the camera, but I still can't fit you all in. So this is a change in this one to the first book, so that explains all that. And then you've got your contents as a technical guide. Goes through materials, so airbrushes, paints, mediums, inks, you name it, it's in there. Quite in depth, it's a really good read. Primers, and you've got enamel paints, lacquer paints, acrylic, oils. It really does, you know, take you through everything required. AK, which MiG's no longer with, that should be replaced with ammo. Through to brushes, airbrushes, dilutants, solvents, so everything you can need to know you'll find in there. Auxiliary products, you name it, it's in there. Hopefully one day we'll see a bit of UMP stuff in here, you never know, it'll be nice to see. Then it goes on to painting techniques, which covers priming. Nice picture of a panther. So you've got acrylic primers, spray primers, so that's it, ways through to base colours. So I mean, look at that KT, we can get the light to stop shining on it. That thing is absolutely phenomenal. Just a true work of art, that thing. Absolutely amazing. Heavily weathered, as a KT should be. That is just phenomenal. So you got enamel and lacquer bases, acrylic bases, so it runs through every type of paint you can think of, how to use them, how to use them to best effect. Colour modulation, which is quite a difficult one to do, and a lot of people don't believe in it. I do like to use colour modulation. I know there's simpler ways, but it is quite an effective technique in my opinion. So it takes all through that. MIG also does DVDs as well, which I've got as well. And a lot of these pictures are taken from the DVDs, and they're well worth buying as a guide, because it's easy to be told how to do something and read how to do it, but to be shown the video helps immensely. It helped me a lot over time. So this is run through all the techniques for laying the base colour down, camo layers, through to wedding effects. I mean, that thing's just absolutely phenomenal work. So there's the effects and modulation, rust effects. Really is a very handy book. You got panel and outlines all the way through, pin washes. I mean, another work of art there, absolutely phenomenal. And it is step by step, so it's do it this way. It's got all the pictures are lettered, and then they refer to a specific section, showing the products, which are going to be heavily AK in here because he was working for them at the time. Filters, very, very handy for doing armour. You've got generic filters. I'm sure it tells you how to make your own. No, I don't think it does in this one because there's affiliation with AK, but in F.A.Q. 1 I think it does tell you how to make them as well. But shows you how to do a generic one, best way of applying them, best way to make best use of them and what have you. Very, very basic, stuff, and showing you the way to do it. Streaking effects, so again, like I say, AK is quite heavily featured in here, but they are good products and they do work very well. So they are very, very handy to use. I know basically makers rename these ammo under the same product, so it's no difference if you've got the AK or the ammo, it's still going to get the same effect. But again, step by step, how to use them. Rust streaks, which are quite hard to do. Again, step by step, you really cannot go wrong buying this book. I know it's an expensive book to buy at £50, but it's well worth doing. It's one of the only books you'll need to get on weathering, in my opinion anyway. It was one of the first ones I bought, and I know people have bought it off the back of looking at this one. My mate Nige did, especially, loved it. It's just very, very handy. Adding shading and depth to models, another difficult one to do. Decoloration and fading, so using oils to fade. I mean, that thing's just absolutely stunning. MIG's work is just phenomenal. It's out of this world. Got great admiration for MIG, really have. Onto highlights, brightness, so again using enamels, so it's using a different medium for each thing, and I do exactly the same. I've got oils, enamels, and it's basically from looking at MIG's work, gave me all this. You don't have to go out there and buy all these AK products, streak and grime. All they really are is thin down enamel paint. That's it. Don't go and buy AK white spirit in a small bottle like this, because you'll pay the same price for a giant ½ litre bottle. But this was primarily for AK really, so that's why they're in here. So again, Raymark's using enamel, so you can just use your enamel paints, thin them down, you've got the exact same effects. Streaking water, I'm not going to go through every single page on this explaining, but you got the hairspray technique. Light flick forward a little bit. Chipping, I mean, that engine's superb. It looks absolutely phenomenal once it's done. If you guys can see that down there, the effect, it's gone right from the first stage of priming through each individual layer. Each is done photo, and there's a step-by-step way of doing it. Chipping, all different effects, and these are on real life subjects, which is very, very good to see. Good reference pictures all the way through. Chipping using a brush, which is one of my favourite techniques. Easy to overdo, so it's always stop before you think you're actually done, because by the time you think you are done, you've done too much. That's a classic mistake I make. And then it'll go through chipping using sponges, probably chipping mediums, etc, etc. But lots of model pictures, lots of real life reference as well, which is really, really handy to see. Chipping using a sponge, and then going to be chipping using hairspray, and there'll be chipping using salt and chip. Oh no, they didn't use a generic product from AK. Quite surprised with that. But you got your hairspray, salt technique, and it shows you all the way through. It's done with the results, so you can pick and choose which way you want to do it. Rust, which is a real difficult subject to pull off. Mud, just amazing. It blows you away reading this book. Dust on various, horizontal and vertical surfaces, dust effects in the desert. Really, really an in-depth book. Really, really good. If we skip a bit further on, we get on to paint accessories. You got headlights, metal effects. How we go there? Special effects. So you got metal using graphite, which is basically graphite pencil. So it shows you how to work the tracks, edges, wear, and what have you. Then to metal using pigments, which is something I've never really used. I have got them. I've never physically used this finger technique. As you can see, it's quite a heavy effect. And that's what I'm not too keen on, to be honest. Metal using other products, so you got enamel paints. I've got the full range of Tamiya enamels, and they are superb. I don't even know what that stuff is. Right, that must be like a metal pigment. You apply it to a cloth, rub it on and buff it until you're done. So you see there's bits in here I've just learned. Through to fallen leaves rather, past tense, which add a lot of detail. So he's using the plus model ones, which come in different sets, and it shows the effect. And you've got oil stains, rust, chipping, the leaves on there. I mean, that thing, it's just a work of art, absolutely phenomenal. Dry transfers, like the Archer dry transfers. So it really does go in depth on everything. So you've got headlights, wheel masks, paint accessories. So this is quite a handy section. So we've got various bits of, jerry cans, storage boxes, helmets, radio gear. Is that an ammo case? Some sort of case. Barrels, starting from each section all the way through, using chipping with sponges. Shows you how to get that worn effect. Like I say, fantastic book, well worth £50 all day long. I know it's a lot of money to spend on a book, but just the sheer quality of it as you go through, it's worth that money all day long. It's a book you'll keep coming back to all the time for various different reasons. How do I paint a bucket, and it'll show you how to do it. There you go, making trees, making bases. It's a book for everything. 300 pages, just high quality pictures, diorama layouts. It's well worth the money all day long. Let's skip further back, see what else we've got. So this is all about dioramas. So again, very handy subject, from planning to actually building it, weathering it, painting buildings. Burnt out wrecked vehicles, that's a tough one to do. So like I say, if you're into armour or you're just getting into it, I recommend this book all the time. The tank art books are very good. I've got them, they're superb. I think this is better myself. I think it's a bit more direct approach for doing individual subjects. We've got a model gallery now. I believe these are all MIG's work of MIG. Locomotives, stunning. I think some of these, I don't know if it's a specific one, someone just bought one on the forum. I can't remember what it was now. Panther G. 170, oh, it's 148, sorry. Fantastic tritone colours on that. Very nice. KT, that thing's just stunning. My KT be nowhere near that quality, I wish it was. That thing is just phenomenal. Heavily, that's 1/16 as well. Phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful. I could look at that all day long. That work is just masterclass work. Opal Blitz. Certainly can't question MIG's modelling skills at all. Absolutely superb. Like I say, it goes through a lot of his models. These are a lot of the models used in this book and the videos as well. So it shows the end effect and as he was doing it as well. That T-34 is fantastic. In awe. Absolutely in awe of the work. Interesting one, front loader. Just looks so real, it's unreal. Panzer II, look at that, phenomenal. 1/24 Tasker as well, it's an unusual scale, very unusual. Just absolute work of art. It's worth buying this book, just look at these pictures, to be honest. Sherman, it's a nice one as well. Panzer IV, phenomenal. It's just awe-inspiring work, really is. And the end's conclusion. few pics of Mig, the guy himself, various shows and what have you. So it's an in-depth book, acknowledgements with Mig, his wife and his son, is it? Yep. It really is a book well worth getting. It's not cheap at all, but you're getting 300 pages, it's not a thin book at all. Highly recommend it to anybody interested in armour, getting started, or even those experienced. You'll learn something new by reading it, I guarantee it. So there we go, my book, F.A.Q. 2. Hope you like what you see. Catch you on the forums.
Thanks for that, Paul. Great little review, and I think it's a book I should definitely invest in. I have got the Tank Art 1 and 2 books, which are very good. I think F.A.Q. is very similar along those lines by the looks of it. So I think that's one for the wish list for my birthday. I think I'll have that for my birthday from someone. Right, okay, back to forum news. We're just going to quickly go on through our kit review section. We've got over 200 videos of kits now that have been reviewed by all our members. We've not only got views, we've got photos and everything and all that lot. Great little section, great resource. Thank you very much for everyone who's contributed. And if you do videos and everything and you want to post your kit review on the site, come on over, pop it on, start a thread and pop it on there. That would be smashing, more the merrier. Right, now what we're just going to do, let me just have a look at my notes, sorry. We are going to do the monthly prize draws, winners. Okay, so we have got the first prize this month is the Tamiya Panther, which Paul's got at his place at the moment because he's done a review on it. Now the winner of the Tamiya Panther is Tiger 131 from the UK. So well done, John. That's excellent, mate. You win the Panther there, so smashing prize. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing you build that up, mate. It should be a nice effort. The next prize will be the Academy 35T. Now this is a great little kit which I'm going to do a review on, which will be up this month, but it looks like a smashing little kit. It really does, and it's, to be honest with you, I think I'm going to buy myself one of these because it does look a nice little tank. Now the winner of this is Greg74 from Belgium, so well done, Greg. That's going to be winging its way to you very soon. It's a great little kit and a great win there. And the third prize for what's going to be withdrawn this month is the 148 Tamiya Sea Harrier, and this goes to JDM Models from Canada. So well done, Jonathan, on winning this. Great little thing. If all you guys could supply me with your names and addresses on ISM, PM me a message with them all. We'll get these off in the post here ASAP. So quite a multinational win there. But they're all done by a random number generator, which we've taken photos of and everything, which you can see on the website when we put it up there. But well done to John, Greg and Jonathan. Yeah, very multinational prize winning team. You guys have won all those prizes and that's excellent. They really are some cracking kits. Right, okay, this month's monthly prize draw is going to be kindly sponsored by E-Models. It's going to be this, it's the Airfix 148 Warrior. It's the new kit from them that's only just come out, so that's a great little prize. We're also going to do another prize, so there'll be two chances to win a full set of the Ultimate Modelling Washes. So that's concrete, light dirt, dark dirt, mud, rust and sand, the full set, and so that's, you know, 30 quid's worth of prizes there, and plus the Airfix kit as well. So two chances. So for this month, that's going to be our prize draw. The thread will be up and running by the time this shows up, so you can get your names down on there to have a chance of winning those fabulous prizes. Next, we're going to go on to the Greg Ches Challenge Caption Competition. Now the winner of that gets this amazing B-17G Flying Fortress here. As you can see from the pictures, it is an amazing kit, and it's one that I would love to have and get round to one day, because it's a bolster kit, and I think it'll just look good just as a stripped bolster kit actually, but having somewhere to put it's going to be not me. It's 1/26 scale I think, so it's quite a large old beast, but you can make it an RC plane. You can put engines in there and it flies apparently. Now the winner for this, we had a lot of entries, I think over 200 entries for this. And I know it's been finished well over a week now, and Paul and I have had an absolute nightmare deciding the winner for this because it's such a good kit, and there were a lot of smashing entries that made us laugh and, you know, tickled us quite a few times, and it was really hard picking a winner. But I think we've gone in the end for one that's funny and clever all at the same time. It's been a long whittling down process for the pair of us. It took us over a week to decide. You know, we made our 10 favourites, then we whittled them down to the 5 favourites out of that, and then, you know, one that we both agreed on that we'd already picked and things like that. It's the only fair way of doing it, really, in the end. And one that made us laugh and thought, yeah, that's very clever. So, without further ado, the winner of the B17G Flying Fortress, kindly donated by Greg Ches, thank you very much, mate, is Johnny044. Now, funnily enough, well done, Johnny. Johnny won the last caption competition as well. Now, his caption was this, which is, I thought, excuse me, I thought was very clever and funny all at the same time, and so did Paul, and it did tickle us a bit. And I think there's so many good entries. It was really tough to pick a winner on that one, and I would like to say thank you to everyone who contributed to that and gave us a little chuckle while we were at it. So well done, Johnny044. That's I think I've got your address from the last time actually, but if not, PM me with your address and we'll get that massive kit off to you in the post. It really is an awesome kit. Well done, mate, well done. So yeah, so that's all the again, big thanks to Greg for that one. That was really nice of you to donate that, mate. It really was. Now we've got another we're not going to do a caption competition for January. We're going to do a what is it competition, and the prize for that, which has been kindly donated by Alex the Blue on our site, and it's an incredible prize for someone. It's actually this. It's a compressor with an airbrush and everything you need to start airbrushing models. The hose, the lot, it's all included. And again, thank you, Alex, mate. That is such a donation to ISM. We really do appreciate it, you guys, that you modders share all these things with each other. And I know Alex has got a new compressor, but he said this one's as good as new and everything, and I believe him. I've seen the pics of it, as you can hear. But Alex, thank you very much, mate. And we're going to do a what is it competition for that. So if you haven't got an airbrush or a compressor and you want one, then that's going to be something for you to enter for sure. So we'll look forward to that. Right, I think that's pretty much it for the competitions. What we're going to do now is just go and have a look at myself and Paul's builds and where we are at the moment. We'll start with mine and then we'll have a look at Paul's afterwards. Here you go. Okay then, so where am I with my models? Let's start by doing the one that is still not changed whatsoever since the last time that I talked to you guys, and that is the Chimera. This is not changed at all. I just haven't had a chance to get around to do this yet. As you can see, it's still all primed and ready to go, but it's just one of those that's on the back burner, and that's where it's going to stay, I think, for the next few months. In fact, I'm seriously thinking of popping it in a box and come back to that, but that is all ready to do. So we've then got the figure, obviously the Judge Straight figure. This hasn't changed at all. Still got all the base coats on. I've still got 2 months to finish this off, and as you can see, he's looking rather spiffing like this, but now I've got to put colour on, which is the bit that's scaring me. Excuse me. So so this is going to be, I think, next month, after I've done my next model, this is going to be something I'm going to concentrate on quite a bit. So but as you can see, it does look good. I'm just so worried I don't want to ruin that one, but we'll get round to that. We've then got the Javelin. Now this, as you can see, is all now primed, ready for paint, which I'm going to start this week. This will be, hopefully by the end of the week, will be completely painted all the way through and around. But primer went on quite well. I used the AK primer on this after a recommendation from Paul, and it seems you like a couple of light coats first, and then literally you can batter it on there afterwards. But it does dry very nice. It's got a very slight texture to it, which I quite like, because that'll be nice to grip the other paint and everything. It's not like the Vallejo, which the Chimera has done. That dries quite smooth. But this one, it's got a slight roughness to it, which I quite like actually. It might just need a little bit of a knocking back with some micro mesh or something like that. But apart from that, as you can see, she's all ready to go. Turned out really nice in the end, and as I say, with that lightning that I've got now, then she's going to be good. I've then got all the extremities These are all ready, as you can see here, all ready for primer and things like that. Now the ladder, let me show you this. You can see I've done a bit of weathering on this ladder. Now this is still going to have a wash on it to darken it down, but I took the advice of Gary, Making Models Again, who said that I had to get one of these, which is a burnishing brush, and this comes with these inserts that you put in, and they're different. You've got this one, which really it's nylon, it's not really any good for anything, but then you've got like a steel and a brass, and basically you just slide it in like that, and you can control the length by pushing it down inside by turning the button and that. And literally you wet it down. Where I'd left this to dry for, I painted this probably over a month ago, and where the paint had dried quite hard on it, I was kind of stuck as to, whatever I did with a normal brush, normally I paint something, let it dry for an hour, and then I'll go over, this is obviously done with the hairspray method, and then I'll go over with this brush, which is quite stiff, and just try and batter it out. But this one just refused all attention. So I ordered this burning brush on. Thank you, Gary, Making Models Today. It is an absolute brilliant tool, and literally you can just slightly rub it over to your heart's content. You can go wherever you want. You can, if you want to make it a little bit softer, you just lengthen the tip. Make it a little bit harsher, you just shorten the tip, and you can see here by some of the effects, you can actually get in there and create steps on the step ladder, all the way down. So you can see this step ladder's had quite a bit of use. Okay, and obviously this isn't the final. This has got to be coated, and then it's going to have a wash over it, which will dirty it up. And maybe, I mean, this looks quite bright on the camera, but it's not as bright as it looks. What I've done is I've put Alclad over a primer on this, and what I've done is I've gone through the Alclad a bit on the steps, just on the edge of the steps here and here, and that's given it another shade of depth. So you've got this silver, and then you've got a darker underneath, just so when I put the wash on there, it will actually come up really nice, I think, and have just a little bit more depth to it. But I'm quite impressed with that little ladder. It's going to be quite an important feature, because if you can imagine, this is going to be stuck on the side here. So it's going to be you're going to be able to see that quite a lot. It's going to be quite a big focal point. So I really wanted to make sure that I'd done that right on that one. I've done obviously the FOD covers in front of me. They've got to have a wash yet. They're all ready for a wash. And then I've just got to. These are all primed. They've been primed for ages. So they're just ready for main paint and everything. Also, we've got. Let me just pop this brush over here. We've got the gear and everything's all ready to go. These have got to be sprayed yet, and obviously I did a little bit of more airspray technique with the cowlings. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So that should be nice. That was before I had the burnishing tool. I then got this. The only problem I've got is this comes in, obviously I've had to put this together after I painted everything. Gonna have quite a bit of a seal there, and as you can see, there's going to be a seam line. Now I'm just going to have to fill that, mask it down, and then repaint with Alclads very, very carefully after I've done that. Because these are done in Alclad, even though the bottom... So the thing is, what I've learned since the last time is that I was going to paint the whole bottom of this in Alclad, but it's not NMF. So I've since found out it's actually, the bottom was painted silver. So I've had to go and buy several jars of Citadel Runefang steel, which is the kind of the best sort of like aluminium chromy steel thing you can get, rather than any other paint. I just feel that as scale effect, that is the best one out there. So I'm going to do that in the bottom rather than the NMF, which is a bit of a shame, but it's going to come out really nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing that with paint on. It's going to be awesome. It's going to look great, because I've just literally, my wife bought me this for Christmas. So I've got a great display cabinet now to put all my models in. Obviously I've put some in there now. It's not empty like this, but it does look good, and I can't wait to get some more models in there, completely. Now the last one is my completed one, which I did for the Holy Toledo. It's a Panzer II group build. Now, as you can see, first of all, I'll show you this. I bought this from Telford, which is 2 sets Now I've bastardised it and mixed and matched them and changed them a bit, and I've had to add extra bits, as you can see, like this plastic card and all this stuff, to give it some support, because they were a bit fragile. But it's good for taking photographs. I mean, it needs a bit of, I'm going to weather it a little bit, maybe get some dirt and dust on there and things like that. But it's a nice picture of a German street during World War II, and I think it's quite effective. The model looks quite good on it. Alright, it's only going to suit certain types of model, I think, and it'll look good with some troops on there or something, you know, and maybe a staff car, something like that. I think that would look quite nice. I did take some photos with the P2 on there, but it doesn't look quite right. But the Panzer II itself, as you can see, I haven't gone overboard on the weathering, not at all actually, but I've got a lot of dust in here, which is the UMP dust, the ultimate dust and everything, and the tracks were done, as you can see here, were done with 3 different washes. They had a rust wash on first, then a mud wash, and then a light dust wash over the top. So that came out really nice, gave them a bit of depth. Inside here on the suspension and everything, the leaf springs again, they've had a bit of dust and a bit of rust and everything, just to dirty them up a bit. On the tracks themselves, as you can see, I've gone over with a dry brush as well, and they've got the rust and the light dirt on the outside as well, so quite nice. The actual model itself has got dark dirt, the ultimate dark dirt, obviously all over, and that was a recess wash and everything's wiped off. Left a little bit on there for dirtiness and everything, but that's how it came out in the end. The headlights, as you can see, I don't know if this will pick it up actually, but the headlights are kind of all I've done with that is big globules of Microsoft clear. Let that dry for a couple of days, and it dries like glass. It gives it a nice feel. Obviously I painted silver underneath, but it does give a nice effect. The gun barrels, as you can see all around the bottom of the barrel there, got some rust and some dirt and things like that. And again, it's had a dry brush all over. My first crack at rust streaks as well. Hopefully they came out okay. They look okay. And on the back, the rust, my first crack at rust on an exhaust wasn't that good. I don't think that's that good. I did do a hairspray on there, painted it with Vallejo rust colour, and then painted it grey, and then went over with a brush, and just so it's got this peel effect. I've got another method I'm going to try next time on this, something a bit different. So the next time I do an exhaust, it should hopefully come out a bit better than that. It's the only thing I'm not really happy with on the whole model, I've got to say. But apart from that, I mean, I think it's got a reasonable amount of rust and things like this, rust streaks coming down the sides here, and again on the side. To say that it's you know, it's been used and abused. I probably would go for more dust next time. The thing is, I want to do a diorama for it, which I haven't done yet, and I haven't made up my mind what sort of diorama I want to do for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I've decided on a diorama, and then, I mean, it's like it had a matte coat. What I'll probably do is then I will gloss coat it over again, and then do some more weathering to it, a little bit more than it's got. It's got subtle weathering at the moment, but depending on what I mean, it's from Africa. It's just used in Russia as well. This particular scheme, this camo scheme, is quite different. So this should I mean, I've just got to decide on what the diorama is going to be before I decide how much more wet I'm going to weather it. So, but it's still in the cabinet as it is. I like it. It's my first proper AFE. It's the first time I'm weathering an AFE, painting away AFE, and being building one. And I'm hoping you agree that it looks okay. I kind of like it. I'm quite chuffed with it, I've got to say. So yeah, but that is all my builds for this month. Now, obviously, next month I'm going to finish off this. Hopefully this will be finished by the end of next month. I'm also going to have a crack at, you know, trying to get this figure sorted. And I'm going to start the English Electric Lightning as well, and hopefully get that sort of like up to this level here, which is you know, primed. I doubt if I will, because one thing and another, life gets in the way always. But so there you go. That's where I am at the moment. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I've enjoyed building this Panzer II, and I'd just like the opportunity to say thank you for Lewis and the other guys that came up with the idea of the SiG on the thing. Gave me an ideal opportunity to have first crack at armour, and I've got to say I really enjoyed building that, and I'm going to build a lot more for sure. So thanks a lot, guys. Back to the show. Here you go. Well, that's where I am with mine. Hopefully I shall get that Javelin finished for the end of the GB. 2 weeks I've got for that. Really fingers crossed on that one. It's just having a lot of time. We've got a lot of things happening at the moment. So, and as I say, it's nice that my Panzer 2 is finished. I've finished another model. Yay! I think that makes 5 for the whole of last year. But now we're just going to have a look at Paul's build and where he is at the moment. So here you go.
Thanks, Lee. So in my segment today, a few things. I've got an announcement to make. We've got my upcoming reviews and my builds ongoing as they are now. First off, a couple of things are changing here. We've got a fish tank, as you can see behind me. Currently cycling, a few fish in there to get the filter going. Hopefully this time next month be a few more interesting fish in there for you to see. Something different in here, keeps me company as well. And above me you'll notice now all the guns have gone, if you've ever noticed them before, and now replaced with all my built models. It's not all of them, there's a few left to go up here, and there's a few I'm going to hang off the ceiling behind as well, but they're out of shot. So I thought a bit more fitting for a model show rather than guns behind me, but that's by the by. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. I did myself, and a great New Year. Couldn't ask for anything better, to be honest. It was great, really enjoyable. Time off with the girlfriend, which was brilliant as always. And New Year was great as well. Hope 2014 brings everything you guys want. No bad luck. I've had enough bad luck for the last half decade now. Don't need any more this year, so fingers crossed everything could go well this year, especially for ISM and all you YouTubers as well, so fingers crossed. Right, announcement. So as some of you guys will know, I build models for emodels.co.uk. They send me a kit, I video build it for them. It promotes them and me and ISM as well. It's been working out great, really been enjoying doing it over the past 8 months or so now. Made a decision about 3-4 weeks ago, I'm going to start doing the same kind of video builds for ISM. So I'll pick a kit, build it on camera, share it through YouTube and the forum, and hopefully I'll have more to the forum, YouTube, and for myself and Lee as well. I know Lee's thinking of doing the same as well, but he'll elaborate on that more in his part in a minute. Something I'm not taking lightly, because each video I do for e-models can take me 45-minute long video. It takes me the entire day to film, and then another half day to edit, render, upload, etc. So not something I'm taking lightly, because it does take up a lot of my time to do, but I think it'll add a lot to to ISM, and hopefully people on YouTube will enjoy it as well. And I enjoy videoing and making them anyway, so always a plus. First kit I'm going to do is this, which is Great Wall Hobbies 148th F15. Brand new kit. It's only been released about a week now from Lucky Models in Hong Kong. I ordered it 4 days ago, so it's on its way to me as we speak, fingers crossed, and hopefully it won't get stung for customs charges. As soon as it arrives, I'll video review it and then get building for it as well. So really looking forward to that. Kit cost me 65 quid delivered, which is a bit dear than it'll be when it finally gets released in the UK, but I can't wait. After building that MiG-29 by Great Wall Hobby, I know this is going to be a phenomenal kit, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's an earlier F15, if I remember right, and it's in Israeli markings as well, so it's going to be a little bit different. We'll see what we can do to make it a little bit different and out of the box. I'll see what happens when we get the kit and with the review and what have you. So really excited about that. I hope you guys are going to enjoy watching me build as well for ISM, and I hope it adds to ISM itself as well. That's the reason I'm doing it, to add to our forum. Reviews this month, I've got Tamiya's 132 Spitfire, the Mark 9, that's my own kit to review. Bought it at Telford, and as always it looks a stunning Tamiya 132 kit, so really looking forward to reviewing that. I've had a look through this one. I don't go through all the kits, but that one I did have a good look through because I've wanted that kit for quite some time. So looking forward to reviewing that. And also courtesy of emodels.co.uk, we've got Airfix's 148th Warrior. That's a new kit as well, and that's been donated to us for this month's International Scale Modeler prize draw, so somebody will get to win this. So when the prize draw starts, which will be any day now, don't forget to put your name down, or you haven't got a chance of winning it. It looks a great kit. I've only seen pictures online where all these new 148 AFVs Airfix are releasing are getting fantastic reviews, so looking forward to reviewing that, and I'd say some lucky person's going to win that as well, so keep an eye on the forum for that and hopefully you can win it. What we'll do now is we'll go over to the bench and we'll have a look at my ongoing builds. Okay, so we're over on the workbench. All my current builds and completed one are all here. Start off with my completed one. Finished this just before Christmas. It was done as a kind of gift for my girlfriend. She loves Despicable Me and she loves the Minions. So I built this little retro kit, online, minion, resin kit, painted him up and scratch built a little snowman out of oven baked clay. Put a snow effect on, if I can tell about losing too much of my snow. It's still a little bit loose on the base. So Frosty, the snowman, was made from oven dry clay, you know, the stuff you mould and then put in the oven at whatever degrees and it bakes it hard. So he was completely scratch built, every part of him, including his carrot nose, plastrucked round buttons. They were cut off in slices. The minion was painted in various paints. He's a Merry Banana minion, as you can see. Still got his eye to do. I've completely forgot to do it, and Cohen's going to go mental because he keeps mentioning it to me and I keep forgetting. I need to put glassware in his eye with a bit of super glue or a bit of resin, what have you. Or I've literally just got him in from the house and the rest of the decorations to show you on here. So she was very happy with that. I was quite happy with it. It's a cracking little kit. Don't know if I did it justice painting it, but really enjoyed doing that. And my homemade snow, as you can see on the snowman, worked very well. So looking into that a little bit more, I think the snow, because it came out quite well. So that's my one completed kit, as he's gone and left snow on the workbench, which I guarantee as soon as I wipe it away, it'll leave a big trail behind, like so. That'll do me. Right, current builds. As always, and this thing will be getting built, completed very soon. We've got the FX 109, which I've been using for the technique guide for ISM's YouTube channel. It was pre-shaded, and then we've gone over RLM 65 underneath, allowing the pre-shading to show through, as you can see, and a bit of RLM, what was it, 71? 70 or 71 on the top, and this is in preparation for masking, which we'll cover in the next part, which I will get up probably later on this week. We need to get going with this now. As I've just said, I'm going to start doing video builds, so this needs to get out of the way. And it's been dragging on quite a long time, to be honest. But I know some of you are saying the videos are proving useful, so it's worthwhile doing. But we'll get the masking done next, the next bit of camo on there, and we'll get some weathering on there and what have you, and she'll all be done. So that's that one. Not much really done. Replacement canopy came. I had that within a week of contacting F.A.Q, so cannot fault the customer service whatsoever. Absolutely superb. So that's another one. We got my E-Models build, which is a Corsair. You've seen it like this, as it was last time. So the cockpit's in, blah blah blah, all the fuselages together. What I concentrated on in the last video, if you watched it, was the engine. So we've got both banks of cylinder heads. One's been weathered and a bit of detail added. The other one's not been done just yet. So if you've watched the video, you'll know where it's at. I've had a little bit of wire detail to the tops, bit of a wash. I'm going to add ignition leads to it as well. That'll come from the upcoming part, which again I hope to get up in the next week or so. I'm not trying to super detail it, I'm just trying to add some depth, you know, and interest to it as I go. It needs a little bit of more wash in there because it's a little bit intermittent as we go around, but quite happy with the way it turned out. That was an entire 45-minute video doing that. I don't mean full length. By the time it was edited, I was left with 45 minutes of footage. It was almost an entire day doing just that, really, and painting this part up. The exhaust I got done. I'm not 100% sure about this exhaust colour. This is what Tamiya recommended. It was 1 par brown to gunmetal, or so. I can't remember the exact colour now. To me, it just doesn't look right, but to be honest, the only part of that you're going to see is where it protrudes from underneath the aircraft, which will be about there, and to be honest, it'll all be sooted up, blacked up with weathering, so you're not going to see it anyway. Whether I'll be able to see it through the actual engine compartment, I'm not sure, but I'm not 100% convinced of that colour that Tamiya recommended, and a lot of their colours are off. I don't care what they say, the fuselage colour for the Corsair is way off where it should be, so there's, you know, doubt in my mind that that's the correct colour, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Very happy with that though. And I was saying, I had some ignition leads off the ignition harness, I suppose it is, so it'll be even smaller wire, oh god, off camera, even smaller wire details to what I've added there. Sort out that wash, and I'll probably put a bit of a black wash in there to dull it down as well. But cracking engine, superbly detailed, lives up to their typical 132 kits, which are just phenomenal. We've got the transfer gearbox on the front, which had a little bit of sepia wash in there. Again, I need to add a bit more detail to it, and also put a black wash on there to dull it down a little bit. And then there's the other cylinder bank. No extra leads on this because this is at the back. But again, we'll apply the wash exactly the same way we do to the front to make it match. So there's that. My own personal build at the minute is this beast, and this is Tamiya's. I'll have to go to the, I'll go up a bit actually. There we go. This is Tamiya's 132 F16J, the Fighting Falcon Block 50. Really enjoying this kit. I think the last time we looked at this, I'd done all the landing gear and what have you. I took the wheels off and because they kept falling off, and the engine bay and the engine had showed you and what have you. So what we've done in the meantime is all the cockpit's been done. If I come up close, you can see in there, so it's all been painted, detail picked out, a wash added, the ejector seat's all been done. Quite hard to see, in fact we'll come back down. There we go. Get to focus for you. As you can see, yeah, all the switches, the ejector seat's been detailed, washed, front instrument displays, with Tamiya's fantastic decal system behind the clear glass, which works very, very well. This is all in situ. Ejector seat will come out at any time. It literally lifts up and pops out. I'm not going to do it because I'm leaving it in for now. Still got the harnesses to attach to the ejector seat. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to put the pilot in or not, and that negates whether they need to go in or not. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but there's the cockpit done. I'll put pictures on ISM, but the video will probably show this a little bit better. You see right in there, the weathered cockpit. Toned it down a little bit from the pictures that were on ISM. I got a little bit heavier with the wash. Cockpits around, all been painted in flat black. The gun bay, which is really clear on my camera, has all been painted in flat white, as you can see around the exterior. A little bit of light weathering in there once the minigun goes in there, which is a formidable weapon. It looks superb. Top fuselage was glued together, screwed in position, as was the tail section with the pins. So literally the tail will clip on and off, well not clip, but pushes on and off, so you can transport it and make painting a bit easier. We've got a few gaps down the back where it's been joined. These are yet to be polished. You can still see the glue marks and along the back, but I've got a feeling most of this is going to be covered by parts at the back. We'll see. I'm still going to put some filler in there. There's no way in the world they were going to close up, and I think the other side's exactly the same. It is. So I've got a feeling that someone's going to hide these, but we'll put a bit of filler in there to hide them anyway. It may well have been a mistake by me. Everything on this kit is fitted flawlessly so far. I got the lower part of the wings on last night. They fitted in there fantastic as well. No complaints there. It really is a top drawer kit. Absolutely superb. It's a £140 kit, so it should be. I didn't pay that, I paid half that for it. Very lucky. Nose weighting, which you can see there, so to get so close, one hell of a nose weight. Really does make sure it's going to balance properly and not be a tail sitter. So that's where I'm at with my builds. Hoping to get, this is a long term one, I'm not bothered about that. Going to start stepping up the videos, so I'm going to start aiming for a F.A.Q video every 2 weeks. I'm going to start doing them every 3 weeks. But I think it makes them drag on a little bit, to be honest. So I'm going to start doing 2 of these a month. There'll be 2 of the ISM F15 builds a month. So it'll be a video a week for me, basically. And I'm also going to step up the game on this. We're not far off getting it done now at all. Get this completed, out of the way. And we've got a full series of techniques there in the guide that hopefully everybody will find useful. So that's it. Basically where I'm at with everything, all my announcements. There'll be a few reviews in a minute off myself, or probably before as well, depending on which way Lee edits them into the video. So that's it. So I'll catch you guys on the forum. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Paul, for that. Well, there you go. Now you know what the big announcement is. We are going to start doing build videos, model build videos from start to finish, step-by-step guides, absolutely free. We're not going to do what other sites do, charge you £3 or £4 a month just to watch them build a video. We're going to do it absolutely free. They will be available on the website and they will be available on YouTube to watch at your convenience. No monthly fees, no subscriptions, no nothing. Paul's got a lot of time on his hands now, so he said, why not? You know, why not indeed? I'm actually going to do one as well. I'm going to try and get one done during the year. That's going to be the Airfix Lightning, and Paul's going to start with his Great Wall Hobby F15B, which I think is going to be an absolute corker. But as I said, you know, I think it's something that we've wanted to do for a while, and I think it can only benefit every modeler out there, especially people just coming up and starting modelling again. Difference between us and everyone else, we're going to do it without charging a fee. We're going to do it, I mean, I could say out of the kindness of our own hearts, but obviously we'd like to increase your traffic on our website, on ISM. So, you know, it is going to be free. We're never going to ask you for any money. Hopefully you can put some suggestions in as well. You know, after Paul's done his first build, we can put some suggestions and see what you guys would like. If there's one popular model that keeps springing up, then we'll do that one for sure. But all aspects of modelling we covered in each video. You're basically going to go from start to finish: building, painting, weathering, the lot. I think with the FX Lightning I'm doing, I'm going to do a little review on alclads and things like that as well with it. So we should be looking forward to that. So there you go, that's our big news. Hopefully you'll enjoy watching them as much as we'll enjoy making them, that's for sure. Let's go back to what we're going to talk about now. Next is what reviews are coming up for January. Right, reviews coming up for January. I'm going to do the FX Lightning, which is going to be my next build. I've heard a lot of good things about this kit. It's meant to be an absolute corker, full together. Chris and Alex model both. They're both of them. Chris and Alex modelling have built one recently, and I was so impressed with their build thing and everything that I thought I'd have a crack at it myself. So thank you guys for giving me the inspiration to do this. And as I said, I know I gave them a shout out last month, but if you haven't gone over to their channel, Chris and Alex Modelling, you can find it on YouTube. Go and have a look, subscribe. Great father-son team who do nothing but enjoy building models together. Absolutely smashing, really love it. It reminds me of me and my kid as well. So we're going to do that. That's going to be reviewed. We're going to do the A7K Corsair 2, the Hobby Boss one. Going to do the Velom Antonov, 148 Antonov. That's going to be reviewed. The 35T. And one more, we're going to do the Italieri 172 Hind DE. That's mine, and Paul's already shown you what he's going to do. He's going to do the 148 Warrior, which is going to be the prize for our next monthly draw. And also his Tamiya 132 Spitfire, so I should look forward to that one. There's going to be another one of those nice kits. Next we're going to go over to Paul again, and he's going to do a review on an airbrush, an Iwata Revolution. So let's have a quick look at what he's got to say about it.
Okay, so review the Iwata Revolution. As you guys know, I've got a few airbrushes. I do specific reasons so different paints don't mix and react and clog the airbrush and what have you. I've got the Revolution for a specific reason as well. I'll explain why in a little bit. As you've seen before, I've got the Iwata Neo as well, which I use for my clear coats. It's a £45 airbrush, and for £45 you can't go wrong. This is its bigger brother, as I say. Although the Neo is not actually made by Iwata, it's made for them. This is a true Iwata, and while they do look a lot similar, this is a lot higher quality. This is a £90 to £100 airbrush, so it's twice the cost, which explains, you know, why it's better. Now, this is Iwata's competition to the Harder Steenbeck Evolution. This is what they put in the same price bracket as it. If we open the box up, it's a nice box, nice attractive rubberized plastic box. We get the Revolution itself. It's a CR with a bigger colour cup, the needle nozzle spanner, and the colour cup lid as well. This is nice. I wish the Evolution got it as well, but it doesn't. A lot of the Iwatas do come with a colour cup lid, which is very nice. In the lid we've got warranty, various little leaflets and what have you, and we've got an instruction book which comes in the outer sleeve. We go through the instruction book quickly. We've got the different Iwatas there. So you've got the Revolution HPAR, the BR, the BCR, and the CR, which is what we've got here. CR comes with a larger colour cup than all the others, as you can see. It's a non-removable colour cup, which is one of my flaws of the airbrush. I like to be able to take the colour cup off. It allows for easy cleaning, but it is an oversized colour cup. It's bigger. I don't think it gives the size. No, it's a bigger colour cup than on the Evolution and the Neo, I think. Yeah. So it is easier to clean, but it allows more flexibility when you'll be able to remove it to get in there. It's a 0.3mm needle. Isn't a problem at all. I can still spray really nice thin lines of it. It's not always about the size of the needle, which warrants how well you can spray, but so it's a medium sized needle right in the middle. I use this for alclads. That's all I use this for, and mainly because it's a bit more awkward to clean in the Evolution, which I'll explain in a minute. It's obviously gravity fed. We go through the other ones. You've got one, the AR is just for fine surface work, so it's got a tiny And a colour cup is just a reservoir really. Just trying to figure out the size. There isn't any size on that. Then you've got the BR, which looks identical to the CR but with a smaller colour cup. And then you've got the bottom fed BCR. Not a fan of bottom fed airbrushes whatsoever. Absolute pain to clean. I don't think they work as well as gravity fed. I've said this before, so I steer totally clear of them. This is the one in general. So if we go through the instruction book, start at the beginning. Quality, value and performance. It's 5-year guarantee on these, which is nice. Goes through getting started about your compressor. Obviously it recommends Iwata's own, which again I'm not a fan of. Tells you how to get fine line sprays, wide line. So it's basically tips on how to use the airbrush really. General operating, stippling, air pressure. So it says it'll work between 20 and 60 psi. You need to go down lower than 20 psi, but it will do it. I know because I use it all the time. Tells you how to clean them as well, which is handy. Maintenance do's and do nots. Troubleshooting, which is always handy, but it's general information you can pick up on the net. Exploded diagrams showing you the needle nozzle replacement parts. 5-year guarantee, like I say, so that's good. I think it's lifetime on the harders though. So, well, if it's going to break, it's going to break. No guarantee's going to stop that. If it's after 5 years, you're a bit screwed though. Exploded diagram of the brushes. Each different one, not just a generic exploded diagram, it does go through each separate one, and the part names included with each one, so that's nice to have as well. And that's it basically. So there's instructions. Warranty is literally the start, and that'll be from is it the airbrush company? Yeah, the airbrush company is their importer. So you need to detach and send that off, as you can see I've done, as always. And it's actually a 10-year warranty. That's even better. So I may fill that in and send that off actually, so I'll leave that out. So 10-year warranty is good. You know, I think a lifetime warranty in the UK is only 10 years technically anyway, legally, so it's about the same. Airbrush, very, very nice airbrush, very well chrome plated. As I say, you got the oversized colour cup, which is, compared to the Evolution, is quite a bit bigger. It's a wider neck at the neck, not wider bottom at the bottom as well. This was the same colour as this originally, but it's been used that much I've taken all the nickel coating off the colour cup, so they might look different, but they were the same colour to begin with. That is my benchmark airbrush. It's my favourite one. I compare everything to that, and I'm yet to find a better airbrush for the money than that. So I compare this to that, you know why. So double action airbrush, are down for back for paint. Like I say, it's very nicely chromed, very high quality finish. Trigger action's nice and precise, as too is the comeback for the air paint as well. Back end of the airbrush, you've got the needle chuck, 0.3 needle like I say, and a nice touch. You can adjust the tension on the pulling back for paint, which you can't do on the Evolution. It's a set pressure, although I've never seen any reason to adjust it, and I haven't on my Neo or this at all, but it's still nice to have there, so you can make it harder or softer to pull back. Like I say, your needle chuck's there, so unscrew that to get your needle out. So 3 major flaws on this for me. 1, colour cup's not removable. The needle can't be pulled out through the front unless you take the needle nozzle out, which you don't always want to do. And the main point for me is that needle chuck at the front, which I'll show you now. So on this, you take the needle cover off. There's your needle and the needle nozzle as well. Sorry, forgot what it was called then. Spanner involved, same as the Neo. Undo it, unscrew it, off it comes. It's a very fiddly little part, and on the Neo it's very easy to break. I'm not sure if it's the same on this, and I'm not going to find out either, because they are about £15 each, as I've just found out on the Neo. They are not cheap. So to clean the needle nozzle, you've got to get the spanner, you've got to undo it all, you've got to be careful screwing the back end, you don't strip the thread. The lightest little tighten up. So to clean it, it is a little bit more intensive than the Evolution, and that is my main criticism of it, because with the Evolution, you can get there's your needle cover at the back, unscrew that, you can slide it out the front, exactly the same as you can on the Iwata. It's just a bit more labour intensive, but to get the needle nozzle out, that's it, it's out, it's in there. It's literally screwed in with the needle cover at the front, and that's it. So you can take that out, you can clean it, you can, you know, get your reamer in there, you can pull the needle out in a second, and that is why when people say, do I prefer the Iwata or the Evolution, it's the Evolution, simply because to clean, it's apart in seconds, and to be honest, most of the time I can backflow. You can see how spotless my airbrushes are inside. I just find the Evolution a lot easier to clean. Now, the reason I use this for alclads is because alclad's such a thin paint, and because you're using cellulose thinner, it doesn't require stripping down. I mean, I never have to strip this down to give it a good clean for any particular reason, other than I'll take it apart when I'm doing the others. So I could literally leave this full time and it'll stay spotless, because alclad's such a thin paint, it's really easy to get back out. Because we're a wider needle than the Evolution, again, that's easier to clean, and I can literally just backflow it and that will clean out everything in there. So I never need to strip this down because of deterioration of performance. It's just literally I'll do it while I'm doing the others. So this is why I use it for alclads. If I was using this for acrylics, I periodically have to do the Evolution once a week, if that. When I've been switching and changing through different paints, some react together, they don't like each other, they can, you know, start gumming up the airbrush and what have you, and I will have to periodically take it down. If this was my go-to airbrush, it would drive me insane taking it to bits all the time, and I guarantee I'd end up stripping that needle nozzle as well, because I did it on my Neo. You know, people out there have got more experience of these on acrylics may think differently, but that's my view and my opinion at the end of the day. I think for acrylic it'd be a lot more labour intensive, and that's why I use it for my alclads. Now in use, if I grab my airline, one thing you don't get with it, you don't get a quick release, so just your standard quick release on the bottom onto your airline. So nice sensitive trigger, and again double action with plenty of control. Again, one thing I don't like is the actual air button. Although it's got a recess and a ridge around it, you do find your finger slipping on it quite a lot. The Evolution has finger grooves, which you ain't going to slip off at all. So that's another problem with this. These are just my opinion, personal opinions. Everyone's going to differ, but you can feel your finger sliding on it. You can see my finger sliding across it. So it doesn't give total confidence when you're using it, in my opinion. So it's something to bear in mind when you're buying them. It's a cracking airbrush, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't get rid of it ever. I really do like it. But for your alclads and a specific finish, say varnishes and what have you, I think it's ideal because it's easy to clean. I think with acrylics or any real fine detail work, problems like that, lack of grip on there, not being as easy to clean, I think it will cause me problems. I think it'd make everything a bit more labour intensive. I know a friend of mine solved the problem by putting a bit of blue tack on there, but for a £100 airbrush, you shouldn't have to do that. It should be built in, you know, think ahead, fingers go on there, give it a bit of grip on there, that's it. But in use, it's a superb airbrush. I've had it for quite a while now. I use it for alclads, like I say, and it performs flawlessly. Very, very good airbrush. And like I say, the instructions say down to 20 psi. I've had it down to 12 because that's my normal alclad spraying pressure, and no problems whatsoever there at all. So if you're looking for a second airbrush or even a first, don't be put off by my comment. You know, try it with acrylics. It just, with being used to the Evolution, I think it'd drive me around the bend having to strip it the way it is. If you bought this or an Evolution, you're not going to go wrong, but you won't beat an Evolution over this all day long. Good airbrush, like I say, £1,900. Well worth looking at if you're looking for a second airbrush for say alclads or clear coats and what have you. And that's it. So there's my review of the Revolution. Hope you like that, and I'll see you on the forums.
Right, well, just come to the part of the show where I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's helped support ISM throughout the year of 2013. Obviously, it was our first year. We've only been going, I think, 7 months, 8 months maybe in total. But I'm astounded by how quickly it's taken off and how well it's doing, and the community that's built up already within International Scale Modeler. And the good thing is it's not country centric whatsoever. We have people from every walk of life, from pretty much most countries on the globe at the moment, and we've got some that you know, it's just nice the way that everyone contributes to help each other, really. We've also got, obviously want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors that have helped us get off the ground in 2013. S&M stuff, Sean at S&M stuff, thank you very, very much, mate, for all your continued support with our SiGs. Models Are Go, John at Models Are Go, John and Mandy, thank you very much for all your continued support with our group builds. We've got E-Models, Peter E-Models, thanks for sponsoring our monthly builds, our monthly giveaways and everything. And we've got Rin at Dark World Creations, who does all the 2000 AD figures. Thank you for sponsoring our long-term group build, excellent, mate. And obviously we've got our own company, Ultimate Modding Products, who are now going to, after this first time, going to sponsor all the long-term group builds. And obviously we've done a few odds and sods along the way as well, and we'll continue to do that through 2014. And just want to say thank you to everyone else who gets involved on YouTube or on our website on ISM or on Facebook as well. It seems to be very popular at the moment. But yes, so thank you to everyone for all your help in 2013. And I just want to say here's to 2014. I hope everyone has a smashing year, and thank you to you all for all your help in our first inaugural year. And take care. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.